Polar Express ELF work train North Pole run. It's complicated. How does the ELF work train make a run to the Polar Express North Pole scene with two Polar Express trains in its way? Well, it's complicated. In this video, I'll maneuver the ELF work train and two other Polar Express trains in order to get the Polar Express ELF work train to the North Pole. I have to get from track number 3, my elevated track, down to the North Pole scene on track number 1. And we're starting right now. Hi, I'm Owen. If you enjoy watching electric trains maneuvering and operating sessions, then I think you're going to like this video. In addition to operating sessions, I do frequent product reviews and demonstrations. I also am continuing to build, expand, and improve my Lionel Polar Express model train layout. So along the way, I also do step-by-step, easy instructions and demonstrations on how to build a layout and add to a layout. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. Now, I want to get the ELF work train down from track number 3, my elevated track, down the grade to track number 2 first of all, and then over to track number 1 and through the tunnel to my North Pole scene. I'm going to have to maneuver all 3 of my Polar Express trains. That includes my Polar Express passenger train pulled by a Polar Express badged Berkshire steam locomotive, which is Lion Chief Plus 2.0, and also my Polar Express freight train, which is pulled by the Père Marquette Lion Chief Plus 2.0 locomotive. A pair of 036 remote control switches connect track 1 with track 2. They do that on both sides of the layout. I've designated the area where my North Pole scene is north. So I've got a west side, an east side, and a south side on my layout. On the south side, I have a village, and we'll see that as well as the trains maneuver past it. To get the ELF work train down from track number 3 to track number 1, I have to go first to track number 2 and then through the paired switches to track number 1. Then I'm going to have to continue along and ultimately get to the North Pole scene on the north end of my layout. In order to do that, I've got to get the Polar Express passenger train and the Polar Express freight train out of the way. So this is going to require some complicated maneuvers. Step 1 in getting the ELF work train to the North Pole scene on my Polar Express layout is going to be taking it partway down the grade and then parking it while I reposition the other 2 trains. The Lion Chief app has all 3 of my engines on it. You can see there's 2 of them, there's the 3rd one. So you just have to scroll across to see all of them. I'm going to start by trying to connect up this one, the Lion Chief ELF work train. And there we go, we're connected. Now it's just a matter of moving it down into position. Well, there, we've got the ELF work train partway down, and now we need to pause it there while we get the other 2 trains into position. Once we've cleared the switches on the east and west side of the table, we can pause it and let that come to a rest and move the passenger train. I have to clear the paired switches on the east and west sides of the layout, as well as the switch that allows the train to exit from the grade onto track number 2, so that the ELF work train will be able to get past it. We have just about enough space to do that, but not a lot of space to spare. There, we're clear the switch, so now we can flip that switch and take the ELF work train the rest of the way down. Finally, the ELF work train arrives at the North Pole scene. That's a very, very jerky movement on that Lion Chief ELF work train when it backs up. I don't understand what's causing that. Got a long way to go. Jerk it along like that. I hope we make it. It really doesn't seem to like backing up, but in order to do some complex maneuvers like this, you have to do that. It's a little whistle's pretty soft. I think the ELF work train is much more comfortable on track number 3, the upper level. And around she goes. Well, we did prove that we can do complex maneuvers, even though it takes a little bit longer than I'd like, and it's not without its fits and starts. Some of that's due to the Lion Chief application on my iPad mini. I'm hoping that they do some debugging on that one of these days. But for now, I think that ELF work train's happy to be home. I'm going to move this far enough forward so that I'll be able to put the milk hot cocoa cans back in the hot chocolate car, the creamy hot chocolate car. So we're going to get that up to a point where it's clear. Well, that'll do it for today's videos. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe if these videos are of interest to you, and share it on social media or with anyone else you know who's interested in model railroading. As always, thanks for watching.